Hey, VC. What's up? Hey, I'm here to do a quick video. This is, the gal is calling it, a giveaway video. So it's not a contest, it's more of a giveaway. It's Hannah, the Omaha introvert. Well, I'm sure if you're watched any videos in the vinyl community here on YouTube, then you've definitely come across her channel. She just recently got over 1,000 subscribers, and she just has a really kick-ass collection. She's an awesome chick. I hope she doesn't mind if I say chick. If I think girls are cool, I call them chicks. So anyway, yeah, Hannah is got this little giveaway thing going on, and it's just you have to answer like 3 questions, and I think she's giving away a stack of vinyl, and I think maybe a stack of CDs. So I'm just gonna jump right into it. But if you haven't watched her channel or stumbled onto her thing, get over there, man. Omaha Introvert. Her name's Hannah, and she's cool. Alright, the thing is, the first one's kind of tricky. The first question is, you have to name a few bands that you hate. First of all, what I got playing in the background is some kind of, like, new space rock psych, called Black Elephant. Yeah, it kicks ass. It's not on. I don't have it on vinyl, but I'm listening to it right now on my computer. As you can tell, I'm not in my usual digs. I'm over in my sister-in-law's attic, and I've been kind of camping out here a little bit lately. So I'll be shooting some vids over here, and it'll be a little different. But anyway, bands that I don't necessarily like, or artists I don't necessarily like. You know, this could cause a stir. I know there's some people out there, at least one guy that said that he doesn't like the Beatles, doesn't like, you know, some of the, like, the greats, like Zeppelin and stuff like that. I don't know how anybody can't like those bands, but anyway, to each his own. I'm going with, my first band that came to mind was Maroon 5. Now, if my sister-in-law, who's downstairs, heard me say that, she would absolutely kill me. She's in love with Adam Levine. So the reason I don't like Maroon 5 is I feel like they're kind of wishy-washy. And what sealed the deal for me, is, you know, they were looking for groups to play the Super Bowl halftime show. I know we don't get into politics and all that stuff, but several groups refused to do it on the under the platform as Black Lives Matter thing. So anyway, he actually said that he had a surprise when they agreed to do it. He had a surprise when they took the stage. It was going to get people's attention, blah blah blah, and it made it sound like he was going to make this stand for civil rights, and all he did was take his shirt off just to show he had a bunch of, you know, tattoos all over his body. And you know what? Not impressed. Anyway, yeah, Maroon 5, just not my bag. Another band that you might be a little surprised that I'm not into is Leonard Skinner. I've just never been a Skinner fan. My friends liked Skinner, and I think me and my friends always liked the Freebird song back in the day when we used to smoke a little doobage. But yeah, Freebird just wore me out, and all that Southern Man and all that, I'm just not into it. I get you know, you love where you're from and whatever, but the whole Confederate flags and just not into it at all. So Leonard Skinner is on my list. Another band who I don't really care for is Five Finger Death Punch. I think that dude, first of all, is a Troy, a Phil Anselmo wannabe from Pantera. Um, and another thing, I just really don't like their music. In fact, there's a lot of metal out there that I don't like. I don't like a lot of new metal bands, meaning NU metal. And I also don't like any growly voiced Cookie Monster type vocals at all either. So, not my thing. But Five Finger Death Punch, even though my band, we actually kind of do a cover of House of the Rising Sun, but we basically use the instrumental part of Five Finger Death Punch, but I will not sing it like him. So, anyway, don't like Five Finger Death Punch. Not a fan of Beyonce and Jay-Z either. I just think that they are put on some pedestal that I just do not understand. They're almost considered like royalty, and I don't get it. I don't get it at all. It started out that she was in a girl group, and she had a big bottom, and that was her claim to fame. And now, they're like the top of the hip hop world, and they're the top of the music world, and they're like these moguls in the business, and definitely just not into that at all. Another guy that I'm really not a fan of is, I know this is going to get me, I'm really not a fan of Eric Clapton. I love the Cream stuff, and I like Derek and the Dominoes. Just not into his solo work really at all. I just find it slightly boring, I guess. I'm probably going to get crucified for that one, but here's some bands that I used to not like, but that have, through the years as I've gotten older, that I have started to like, and that'd be like the Eagles. I never really cared for the Eagles, but I love the Eagles now. Grateful Dead. I was not a Dylan fan, Bob Dylan, but I like Dylan now a lot. I never used to like Marilyn Manson. I think first of all because I thought he was trying too hard to be this shock, guy. But and now I kind of like Marilyn Manson. Imagine that. I threw Marilyn Manson in with the Eagles and the Dead and Dylan. Oh boy. But yeah. Bands. Those are bands that and another band that I'm kind of on the fence about. I used to like their old stuff, like U2. I used to love U2 in their early days, but I just don't know anymore. I don't think I like U2 either. I think it's because Bono became this megalomaniac for a while there, and I think they lost their way. But anyway, this is the one that's going to blow everybody's mind, because I loved this band. There was a time when I loved this band, and I still, if I see their old albums, I'll buy them. But it's Kiss. I loved Kiss. I mean, when Kiss came out, they were the band that all the parents hated, and they were like superheroes. They had this, the hidden their identification was hidden. They had secret, and they wouldn't even let people take their pictures without their makeup. I just loved it. They were like modern day superheroes, and then they just became this huge sellout and this huge, I don't know, I just can't dig it, man. I suppose if I had tickets to go see him, I probably would, but I wouldn't pay some astronomical ticket price. I'm not going to fuel Gene Simmons' ego either. I've always liked Paul Stanley. I think he's not quite as bad as Gene is, but and I'll always like Ace Frehley. Ace Frehley's my boy, or the Cosmic Ace. But anyway, those are some insight on what I like and what I don't like, and what I did like and I don't like now, and what I like now but didn't like then. Don't ask me. It just all kind of, that's how it works. The second part is to name some record stores that you like to shop at. I always, whenever I go somewhere, and until recently, I never really went to a lot of record stores, but when I go to a city, I like to try and, Uber over to or take some public transportation to a record store. I went to Vegas. There's this little place called Record City. It's this unassuming little brick building, or a little building in the middle of this small parking lot, and it's just, I thought it was just a cool little store, man. I bought a lot of records in there when I was there. So it's called, Record City in Vegas. But one of the coolest shops I've been to was Vintage Vinyl in St. Louis in the Del Mar Loop. I've heard Vintage Vinyl mentioned in other on other videos. I know that Matt Sands and the professor. I know they live in that area and have been to that store before, and they've mentioned it. I love that store. I would love to go back there someday. Another place closer to home in Iowa here in Des Moines is ZZZ Records. Another cool little shop near downtown area of Des Moines. And then there's also on Southeast 14th in Des Moines, Iowa, a place called Jay's CDs and Hobbies, and they've got they've got two locations actually in Des Moines, and got a nice selection of vinyl, decent. The prices are decent, and then here even closer to home, there's this little town called Eagle Grove that I've mentioned in some videos. A place called Arden Scott Collectibles. It's like an antique. It appears to be like an antiques or collectible store, but once you get inside, it's the majority of what they have is records, and I love that store. In fact, me and one of the guys from that store just went in on a collection and bought some records that I'll be doing a video here shortly to show off some of the stuff I got. And also another place here in town that I pick up some vinyl is a place that my friend Steve has called Collections, and he gets vinyl in once in a while. He's got really the bulk of that collection I've bought out from him, and built a pretty nice sized collection out of his. So just a few things, but Vintage Vinyl in St. Louis, Del Mar Loop, is my favorite record store. So if I have a choice, Hannah, between the stack of vinyl and the stack of CDs, going for the vinyl. So I appreciate everything you do in the VC, Hannah. Like I said, you are a cool chick, and you've got a great collection. I love that you show like the shoegaze stuff and the 80s stuff, and it doesn't always have to be a grail with you either, and I like that about your channel. That there's stuff there that even the average Joe like me can sink their teeth into and be able to afford to buy. So yeah, kudos to you, girl. I'm gonna go ahead and sign off here, but my next video will be either the Blue Oyster Cult thing that I was gonna artist spotlight I'm gonna do, or maybe this collection that I got. I'll show some records from that. Until then, this is Brian from Cosmic Vinyl signing out. You guys have a great night. Have a wonderful day, and peace be with you.